We're using toaster ovens the wrong way? Let's find out. You're giving up a lot of real estate on your countertop to an appliance that can toast, bake, and broil. Make it worth the lost space by using your toaster oven to the maximum advantage. Countertop toaster ovens are far from a new commodity, but their popularity has only risen in recent years. At best, toaster ovens are underused, and at worst, they could be a serious health hazard. Here's a list of mistakes that we make when it comes to our toaster ovens, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. Letting the toaster oven get dirty. As we all know, bread tends to create a lot of crumbs as it toasts. Those crumbs have nowhere to go but down, and as they sit there, they'll continue to cook, leaving a rather unpleasant burning smell. Worse, if food particles continue to crowd around the heating element, according to emergency services company Jenkins Restorations, the buildup can even catch fire. That's why it's important to always use a crumb tray and to clean it regularly. The same goes for normal toasters too. Fortunately, most models come with one that can easily slide in and out. The Yale University Office of the Fire Marshal recommends emptying and cleaning the crumb tray daily. As for the best way to go about doing so, Consumer Reports' Cindy Fisher, who specializes in countertop appliances, says it's best to wash them with soap and water, let them soak in the sink overnight, and then let them dry completely. Not using the toaster oven for small batch cooking. Are you turning your oven on when you make a whole meal for your health? Stop that, and instead turn to your trusty toaster oven. The countertop appliance is a blessing for individuals or couples who often find themselves cooking in small batches. In fact, it might be possible to avoid turning the actual oven on entirely and allow the toaster oven to fully live up to what it's made for. A toaster can preserve over 50% of the energy required of a conventional electric oven when cooking a small or even medium-sized meal, according to the American Council for Energy Efficient Economies and Consumer Guide to Home Energy Savings. And due to its compact size, a toaster oven will actually take less time to heat up than a normal oven, so it saves time too. Energy savings mean financial savings too. Overcrowding your toaster oven. I think we can say that overcrowding is almost always a cooking no-no. If your sheet tray is overcrowded with veggies, they'll never brown to roast to perfection, and if your skillet is overcrowded with meat, it won't sear right. The toaster oven is no exclusion. It may be appealing to shove in as many slices as possible for the sake of efficiency, but just don't. When a pan has too much food in it, per real simple, the heat will get trapped under the food, cooking it with steam, which is a moist heat method, which will lead to soggy foods rather than a sear, which is a dry heat method, which will produce a nice caramelized crust. Steam is less of an issue when making toast, but if slices are overlapping, the edges will not crisp up at the same rate as the rest of the bread. Crowded toast means unevenly cooked toast. To be safe, space your slices out and stick to capacity that your model says it can handle. Leaving the toaster oven plugged in. While toaster ovens are less likely to go up in flames when not in use, there's still a slight possibility of malfunction causing a fire, particularly if the appliance is still plugged into an electrical outlet. Between 2007 and 2011, toasters and toaster ovens led to almost 3,000 house fires, totaling over $27 million in damage. Not only that, but too many appliances plunged into the same circuit can also cause an overload, leading to an electrical short or, as mentioned before, a fire. One way to reduce this risk is by leaving the toaster oven unplugged when it's not in use, and stacking items on top of it. Despite their countless benefits, they're not always the best at keeping the heat insulated. That means that unlike a microwave, the outside can get very hot, sometimes even too hot to touch. As alluring as it might be to use the top as extra storage, doing so runs the risk of items overheating, melting, or burning. In fact, toaster oven manuals for Hamilton Beach, Cuisinart, Black & Decker, and even more specifying the safeguards that no items should be stored on top when in use or before it fully cools down. Fortunately, there are some workarounds if you really can't give up that counter space. Get yourself a bamboo cutting board that's designed to fit on top of your toaster oven. Some featured silicone feet to prevent the heat from transferring. Another option is, if you have plenty of space above the toaster, it's a standing shelf that will allow for some breathing room between the top of the toaster and the shelf. Well guys, that does it for our video for today. Have you guys made any mistakes like this before? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Nano 10s.
Now, like your big oven, it can roast a chicken or bake potatoes or a batch of cookies. It preheats faster, it uses less energy, and it's really easy to clean. It also won't heat up your kitchen so much on hot days. Now, we like to use toaster ovens for tasks like toasting nuts or breadcrumbs. They're ideal for roasting a vegetable side dish, or baking an 8-inch square cake, or broiling a few fillets of fish.